Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're finally covering the epic sequel to 2015's Man and The Wasp.
This hilarious yet action-packed sequel follows Scott Lang once again as he struggles to rebalance his home life with his responsibilities as Ant-Man. He's confronted by Hope Van Dyne and Hank Pym with a new mission. Scott must once again put on the suit and learn to fight alongside the Wasp as the team works together to uncover secrets from their past.
And it took us a heck of a long time to get to this movie. Because, it was out in theaters, and then on DVD. It's like, what's happening? I know people are probably wondering, why haven't you watched it yet?
Yes.
But we finally watched it. They had it on Netflix. Like, immediately, like the first day they added it, we immediately went and watched it.
Along with Hotel Transylvania 3.
Right, another movie that we have been looking forward to seeing. And we were definitely not disappointed.
Absolutely not. It was worth the wait.
Yeah. It was just tons of fun from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. And there was never a point where you feel like, oh, that scene doesn't work. Or, oh, this could have been better. It was just fun. After Infinity War, you definitely needed this.
Definitely. And we got to see Ben at the ending that you were telling us, the
post-credit scene.
So
yeah, which reminds you of Infinity War. So it's like, oh gosh, and you remember back to reality.
After all the fun, it's like,
oh, time back to reality.
Yeah. So we were wondering, what could they possibly do for the second movie to make it an interesting story? And they found one. Go and get Hank Pym's wife.
Yeah.
I'm going to just call it Micro Mini World. I know.
Okay. It's called the Quantum Realm.
Yes,
it's got a fancier name.
The Quantum Realm, yes. Realm. And it became an interesting story. And then, it opens up with Lang on house arrest. Uh-huh. It's like, how many times have movies done this? They have the little ankle bracelet and he can't go out. But he was having an awesome time with his daughter.
Right.
Still being the great dad. And then you saw the whole family collective for this ex-wife and her new husband and the daughter, and they were all hugging. It was really sweet.
Right.
And you see that they're now getting along, and everybody accepts everyone. And that was one of the great aspects of this movie, especially being a Disney movie.
Right. Because in the first one, there was a little bit of discord because he was still, at the time, an ex-con and everything was going on. He didn't trust Scott, but everything got settled after the end of the first movie. They knew what he did. So now all of that distrust is gone, and it was refreshing.
It was both ways.
Right.
Neither one of them trusted each other. Neither one of them care for each other, but now that's all being squashed.
Right, now they're best buds. Awesome. So yes, that was great. Now, unfortunately, that went into Hope and her dad because they were really pissed at Scott for taking the suit for when they're in the Captain America Civil War movie when I think they called him to help. And he took the suit and went to fight with the Avengers. They were pissed off at him. They didn't want to talk to him. He's like, oh, you should go run off with the Avengers. They were mad at him for part of the movie because he went and did that. What do you mean? Why'd you take my suit? Right. He's like, oh, you went for Cat. It's almost like they didn't believe that he went and did that. It's like, yeah, Cat. Who is Cat? Captain America. It's like, oh, why don't you go ask Captain America for your help? It's like, no, I really did go fight with him.
And they brought back all the characters from the previous movie, his entourage, especially the hilarious Michael Pena, and T.I., and it was great.
Right.
It was absolutely great.
Oh, Michael Pena, a.k.a. Looney Cat's doppelganger.
Yes.
But
they were trying to create their own new business. Well, actually, they have the business, but they're trying to get a large contract. And I love that they hadn't changed from the first movie. Right. They didn't go, oh, well, now that you have a legitimate business, you need to change your character and blah, blah, blah. They were just themselves doing the right thing, which was awesome.
Right. And then they also added some new characters. He had Sonny Burch, who was just a really kind of irritating villain because he just kept coming back and kept coming back and kept coming back for just the littlest things.
But he was in the last movie.
No, he was new to this one.
Not the guy at the desk that she went to. Oh, that's right. You're correct. Sorry
right.
about that. And we saw him in the preview. And I keep thinking,
right? Yeah, we saw
preview.
we saw a 10-minute preview on demand for the movie before it was released on DVD.
Right.
And at the time, that was all that we saw of the movie.
Right. So he was not in the first movie. It's just that nostalgia because I saw the preview.
Right.
Sorry.
We're also introduced to Jimmy Woo, who's an FBI agent, but is a pretty big character in the Marvel Universe. He has no superpowers, but he's still popular. One that they've made comics out of. He's just now he's part of the MCU, so we can see what they're going to do with him. Because right now, this was just served as an introduction to the character.
And it was great seeing Lawrence Fishburne, who we haven't seen in a very, very long time in the movies. And of course, most people know him as Morpheus from the Matrix trilogy.
Right.
He's been in other movies, but it was great seeing him again. I thought he was going to have a more active role, but he didn't. But it was great seeing him. And he was his own awesome, amazing self.
Right. And plus, he had already played Perry White in the DC universe when they did the movies. So, but he's always wanted to be in a Marvel film. So, it was kind of neat seeing him in both universes kind of colliding. And we also had the new, I guess you could say anti-villain.
And his son played him as a younger Bill Foster.
Yeah, that was hilarious. We also had this new, I was going to say antagonist, Ava Starr, a.k.a. Ghost. And originally, I know you had mentioned when we were watching the movie, was it's got to be a woman. It is. And originally,
I mean, as soon as you saw,
like the figure,
saw, like, it's a woman.
Yeah. And I think some people were probably expecting him to be a guy, which it was in the original, but the gender, it didn't matter if they made the character male or female, it was still the same. Correct. So they just decided, okay, we'll just have this version be female and cast somebody whoever fits. So it worked out because that didn't really distract from the film, which is great. They never really cover anything like that in the film. There's never a sense of one is better than the other or who's trying to outdo other. No, the entire point, which is stated during production, they just want them to be on equal ground. Even if it's a hero and a villain or both the heroes, they're still able to stand on their own and work together, and there's no competition with each other at all, whether it's from fans or for the movie itself.
It flows so well that you didn't even notice or care that it was a woman instead of a man. It worked.
Right.
It flowed well. So, now, here are all the reasons that if you have not seen this movie, you should see this movie.
Gotta definitely give a shout out to Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne.
One of the Catwomen from DC, who also has now done a crossover to Marvel.
Right. And it was great seeing her play the role. Unfortunately, we know what happens near the end, but we look forward to seeing her, in the if there's ever a third Ant-Man movie, because they actually gave her a pretty good a backstory prior to when she disappeared. Right. Because in the first movie, you kind of assume that she, died during the mission, but then you find out, no, she's just stuck in this realm, which seems to be a common trope now, with people getting lost. You think they're gone, they're actually lost into something, or some realm, or some reality, and you gotta get them back. But still, the fact that the little family reunion happened was still one of the heartwarming moments of it.
Right, and you point out to me that every hero gets 3 movies, so there will definitely be an Ant-Man 3.
Right, except for Hulk. So, another thing to look forward to is all the comedy. It's still an action movie. It's still a superhero movie. But much like Ant-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy or Spider-Man, it's one of the few movies that is like the breather. It takes a moment to be fun because there's action movies and serious stuff happening anyway with the whole entire storyline with Infinity War. But this was like sort of the breather to Avengers Endgame. Since this is the end, you definitely need all these laughs because this is usually a trope for TV shows as well. It means crap's about to hit the fan. And you have a blast watching it. Everything is hilarious, perfectly timed. There's almost a moment where you're not laughing. It's just too much stuff going on, but it flows well.
And I think what makes it work so well is perfect casting. As you said, perfect timing. Everyone just meshes together, and it's just flawless in the execution.
Right.
As far as the scenes and so forth. So
right.
that casting is really what made it work. And even with the new characters, they just fit right in like puzzle pieces, making it just work really awesome.
Right. And no one ever felt like they were just thrown in or shoved into the story or something. There is a point in the movie where everybody, all the characters are going after Ant-Man and Wasp, and it's this giant car chase scene. It's like, man, everyone's after them. You got
That's one of the greatest visuals ever.
Right, you got the Birch after them, then you got Ghost, and then you got the FBI and the government, and then you have someone else. And there's all these people going after them for different reasons, or they might just want that little case, and they all want the lab.
Right. So.
Which was another part where
I love that with the cars in the Matchbox case.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
they were all real
awesome.
cars, and he shrunk them all down in case he needed to change vehicles. They didn't have to go through all the work of finding the car, getting in the car, getting out of the car.
Matchbox. That was awesome.
Yeah,
and you got to pick your car.
That was hilarious.
Like, I love you, Hank Pym.
Yeah, that was just absolutely hilarious. And there was a moment that Dudley had mentioned. I can't really figure it out. Maybe I kind of did when we watched the movie. There was this weird moment after Man and Wasp came out. It was highly successful. People really loved it. It was fantastic. But there was, for some reason, when people didn't like it, they said there was one scene in the movie that messed it up for them. I am not sure what it is, but I'm going to guess is near the end, spoiler alert, near the end when you know that Ghost is having the condition that she's going to probably phase away forever because she was her
unless she
unstable.
Literally sucks all the life out of Hope's mom.
Yeah, she was
sucks the life
unstable.
out of her, just leave it like that.
Right. She was molecular instability, right?
Yes.
Right, and that's what was wrong with her, and I don't know, maybe they just didn't like how it got resolved so fast at the end. Well, what did you expect?
What they may not have liked is that they gave her a second chance. Instead of killing her off or letting her go to jail, they gave her a second chance because, in the way I'm seeing it from seeing the movie, she didn't ask for what happened to her. She was a kid.
Right.
And she was used and manipulated and trained to be a weapon of destruction, all without her say-so. She was a kid. She had no choice. So now, they're okay, you get a second chance. You want to do the right thing? Or is this what you want to happen to you? Of course. She wanted to do the right thing. She was just working. Yeah. She was working under the influence of how she'd been trained. Right. And her training as a weapon, all she knew to do was to destroy. To kill, destroy, take what she wanted. And now she learned, there was another way, and that this woman, whom she was going to suck all the life out of, I'm just going to put it that way, that she healed her and helped her, and then told her, you're in pain, let me help you, and helped her, and loved her despite what happened. So I like that they gave her a second chance. It was a nice change of pace instead of, taking the bad guy out. Because she wasn't really a bad guy. She had been trained to be that way from childhood with no choice in the situation. Right.
So, yeah, I could be wrong in this different scene, but that seems to be it. Because there's no point in a movie where a major thing happened or impactful as that moment before the climax officially hits.
Well, Bennett can tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
If you've guessed wrong, then Bennett, let us know in the comments. What was the scene that made it all or nothing for some people?
Yeah, which is weird. But in the end, still, we intensely loved this movie. It was even wackier and fun and crazier than the first movie.
Although I really do still love the first one because it gave the backstory. And you got to see Elaine grow as a person. And you got to see how he interacted with them in the beginning. And how he's really brilliant. He doesn't seem like it, but he is. And how his friends had this cohesive unit of being friends and family. So, but all that being said, we know you've seen it. So just let us know what were your favorite moments and characters in the comments below.
Yes. So, thank you so much for watching and tune in for the next superhero podcast. I'm Askell Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace. And like his daughter said in the first movie, oh, she's so ugly.
I love it.
The doll.
it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you